ribs are very, very unstable and they move at the bottom, but not really moving at the top. So he is using the arms as part of this top control of his respiratory function. And this brings us back to the fundamentals, such as studying the respiratory function itself. So if you look at the healthy person, what happens? For the healthy person, you can see that the expansion happens first at the top, and during the breathing you have two processes. So when you have the inhalation, the diaphragm gets pushed down. So, but this push down also comes together with the true expansion at the top, increase of the spacing between the ribs, and so on, right? Now, what is the scenario that you're seeing here? Upon the exhalation, the healthy ribs, they move up, they get the followed, they follow the whole thing. Now, what happens if they don't have this capacity? What happens if he's always stuck in this situation? Why? In order to survive, in order to get the right kind of the gas exchange, the right oxygen saturation and so on, he needs to bring the diaphragm down. That's what he needs to do. The good way to bring the diaphragm down comes with the development of the intra-abdominal pressure, which pushes everything in, then brings the development of the pelvis and so on and so forth. But if that doesn't happen, then the person needs to do the things the other way, because we have two easy options of recruiting the diaphragm. One would be to just spread the ribs on the side to the sides, and two would be to change the way how the abdomen works. Instead of increasing the pressure inside the abdomen, in fact, use the decrease of the pressure and deliver some suction so that that will pull the diaphragm down, and that's going to be enough to bring the air up. And then, of course, you would also might be able to help this situation by doing what? By, in fact, getting the additional spread at the top, which if you don't have the real control of the intercostal muscles, so this is something that you're going to do with your arms. So your arms are going to use for this. And now there's a lot of other components which are coming from there. Well, if you ask yourself a question, how, in which way it will be easier to control the diaphragm, if it's facing all the way downwards or if it's slightly tilted and facing up. Of course, if it's facing not so much downwards and partially up, then it's going to be easier to spread it and it will meet less resistance. The same thing in this scenario, if you're stuck at this top level, so what would you need? You would also need to get some bigger opening of the mouths so that you will be either able to suck the things in or control the tension of the trachea and so on. And this is exactly what we're going to see when we are observing what's happening. So that's really the key challenge, that this has been the emergency solution. Again, it's not a problem in a true problem way, meaning that it's not a problem in a way that this is the brain which doesn't know what to do and sort of sends wrong signals to the muscles. No, this is not, or to the arms. No, this is the brain which is actually smarter than what you think about it. And this is the brain which is capable, or which has to solve the much bigger problem. And the much bigger problem there is how to provide the necessary gas exchange 20,000 times a day.